Here on the Ohio Farm Bureau County President's Trip in our nation's capital. And what a joy it's been for the last few days to be alongside several Ohio farmers as we've been not only learning about the issues in agriculture, but talking face to face with lawmakers about how those issues are coming to fruition. Brandon Kern is Senior Director of State National Policy for the Ohio Farm Bureau. He says the Farm Bill is top of mind, along with other issues, including waters of the U.S., the approval process for herbicides and other inputs, tax policies, the future of energy sources, market access and development, and much more.
Really important for Congress to come together and get a farm bill done this year. Crop insurance, for example, the federal crop insurance program is included in the farm bill. It's authorized by the farm bill, and probably the most important policy piece there in the farm bill for Ohio farmers, just to provide that risk management, that safety net for agriculture, which is so important.
Jacob Kline is president of the Ashland County Farm Bureau. He and his wife have a small grain operation, along with helping on a large dairy farm and also on his family's beef operation. He said the week an enlightening one, bringing updates on many policies in progress, the 2023 Farm Bill included.
A concern of mine I have is how people are going to reach across the aisle and compromise. I've been very encouraged this week, hearing our representatives talk and share some of the common ideas that we all have as farmers. But when it comes time to making the farm bill, a concern of mine is, making those compromises that need to happen to get it done in a timely manner.
Kline says he has concerns with environmental policy that has potential mandated impact on his farm.
Strong believer in trying to promote a clean environment, which I think all farmers eventually do want that. But when it comes to the ways of going about it, when a farmer has somebody tell them how to do something, it doesn't sit near as well as an incentive program like we're seeing Ohio take and what Governor DeWine's doing. So I wanted to kind of push that issue here is, let us do things on our own. We're going to try to make the right decisions as farmers.
An agricultural forum allowed several representatives to stop by and hear directly from Farm Bureau members. It included many Ohio congressmen, along with some special guests outside of the state. One of those, G.T. Thompson, a Pennsylvania Republican, chair of the House Ag Committee, and leading the charge on this year's Farm Bill.
Some of the lessons that we're hearing about is the importance of protecting crop insurance, the effectiveness of the dairy margin coverage, the issue of emergency, weather-related emergency support, and whether we could provide more certainty with that by incorporating into the Farm Bill. The fact, the big thing that we're hearing, and this is a part of the landscape of what farmers in 2023 are facing, and that's all those headwinds I talked about with inflation and the fact that there's very little to no margin. And that's a reality of the Farm Bill that we write in 2023. I'm afraid a lot of those operational costs aren't going to come down for months, if not years. One of the things I will say that I'm highlighting with this Farm Bill is the fact that my definition of agriculture, American agriculture, is science, technology, and innovation. So we're leaning into that with everything that we do. This Farm Bill is for the farmer of 2023 through 2028, 5 years, but it's also for the farmer of the future.
House Majority Leader Steve Scalise of Louisiana also stopped by.
Farm bureaus from across the country have been engaged for months now to make sure that they can give input, because you want to make sure the laws are addressing the problems that farmers are facing. We've seen how costs are increasing, making it harder for family farms to operate. I talked about energy policy in there. Clearly, bad energy policy in Washington is hurting farmers because the cost of diesel are dramatically higher, fertilizer is dramatically higher, and that's all tied to President Biden's policies that have been shutting down American energy. So we want to open up more ability for us to produce our own energy here in America to lower costs, to make sure we don't have to be relying on foreign countries for our energy. And that'll help farmers as well.
Senators Sherrod Brown and J.D. Vance also spoke to the group. Senator Brown is on the Senate Ag Committee and says he's Farm Bill focused.
We don't always get it done in the calendar year, but I think we will this time because the chair, it's her last 2 years in the Senate, and she has a real commitment to it. What stands in the way is just regional differences in agriculture. There's some people in the committee that care most about cotton or care about peanuts or care about southern crops as opposed to what we care about in the Midwest and Northeast. So I think the biggest stumble is that. But we're used to doing it. We are used to building bipartisan coalitions. We understand that the importance of getting this done every 5 years. It's been an American tradition, I think, since the New Deal. And we have a responsibility to continue that, and I feel we will. Bozeman, the Republican ranking member, Stabenow, the Democratic chairman, have a very good relationship. I have a good relationship with both of them, too, and I feel good about getting it done this year.
Senator Vance talked a wide range of topics as well, including East Palestine, following the introduction of the Railway Safety Act in conjunction with Senator Brown.
I do think that we're at least helping, and if we haven't gotten the cleanup done already, we're at least making it more likely to get done sooner. And those things obviously matter. The worry that I'm going to have long term for East Palestine, and it's not just the people in the city, but it's the farmers, people affected by it. I've talked to a number of farmers from the area who said, look, I grow chickens, I grow hay. Nobody wants to buy this stuff grown on my farm. Even if all of the tests say that everything is fine, they have a brand problem that they're going to have for the next few years, and we're going to have to solve that problem. We can't just leave this community behind, which is what I fear a lot of people in D.C. are going to want to do.
Overall, a policy-packed few days in our nation's capital with Ohio Farm Bureau county leaders. Plenty of important agricultural issues to stay aware of for the weeks and months ahead. Here in our nation's capital, reporting for the Ohio AgNet, I'm Joel Penhorwood.